the blue vegan, the blue vegan, the blue. I don't know what to do. Hi guys, I'm Cali Miles and I am a singer, if you haven't heard of me before, and you're watching The Blue Vegan. This is my very first vlog, so I'm really excited, and I decided to do my top 10 tips for going vegan because this October marks my 3-year anniversary of being vegan, and it has changed my life in so many positive ways that I would love to share with all of you. So if you're thinking about going vegan, keep watching. And it... Are you gonna do this with me? Okay. Tip number 1, connect with other vegans. Going vegan was easy for me because I went vegan with my fiance and we were the only 2 people living in our house at the time. If you live with your whole family and there's other non-vegans in your household, it can be a little bit difficult. So connecting with other vegans on social media or other places can be very helpful. More people are going vegan every single day, and it's my hope that in 50 years, everyone's gonna be vegan. So why not be a trendsetter and start now, right? You guys can look for vegan groups on Facebook in your city, and that's a really good way to connect with other vegans. Also, I have a ton of really awesome vegan friends on my Instagram that I'm constantly looking at recipes from and just seeing different vegan facts from and learning from, and it makes you feel like you're not so alone if you don't actually have a lot of vegan friends yet where you live. Personally, we didn't have very many vegan friends when we started, but now that we've been vegan for 3 years, a lot of our friends have turned vegan after eating my cooking, so yay! Okay, tip number 2, do your research. I suggest getting the book Prescription for Nutritional Healing. Do your research online to learn about where to get your nutrients on a It's hard. Am I telling I'm reading it when I look? If I'm reading,
just look at the camera.
When I don't have it memorized.
You should be prepared for this.
Okay. One of my favorite books, and it really breaks down all the vitamins, minerals, antioxidants, and all of the stuff that your body needs that you can get from plant-based foods. You don't actually need meat or animal products to get everything that your body needs. So, and that's tip number 2. Tip number 3, read every single label. This part can be kind of tedious, and it's definitely a change in your habits if you don't normally read all the ingredients on everything you eat, but it's so important. And as you get more into veganism as a lifestyle, you're going to want to read all of the tags on everything that you wear and on your beauty products as well. So that's something that I do, and it takes a lot of practice. But if you're going to go vegan, then you better start reading the labels on everything that you eat, because you'd be really surprised on how many animal products they sneak into foods that don't even need them, like milk being in bread and different things like that. It doesn't make any sense, and you're like, why? And you'll get mad and you'll be at the grocery store. So like when you're buying pasta, you want to make sure that you're getting spinach noodles or whole grain noodles or even rice noodles instead of egg noodles. Little things like that. So just make sure that you check all the ingredients all the time. Just because something says natural does not mean that it's organic, does not mean that it's vegan. So just make sure that you're checking the ingredients all the time. And that is tip number 3. Okay, tip number 4.
Okay.
Tip number 4.
Okay.
Not everything vegan is good for you. If you continue eating at all the same restaurants, you're going to end up eating a lot of french fries and a lot of onion rings, which you don't even know if are vegan if you're not checking what kind of oil that they're making those in. So, Oreos are also vegan, but not healthy. So shy away from processed foods and try to stick to more fruits and vegetables and things like that, foods that are naturally vegan. Most of the foods that are processed have a lot of different chemicals and stuff added in them to add to their shelf life and are really not good for you at all. So there is such a thing as being vegan and eating unhealthy, and you don't want to do that. You want to be healthy and get all the nutrients that you want. So that's tip number 4. Okay. Tip number 5. One of my best tips is to focus on all the amazing foods that you're adding into your diet and not focusing on the things that you can't or won't eat. That's very important. There are so many foods that I had never even tried before I'd gone vegan, like avocados, that I eat all the time now and really love, or like quinoa. And they're so important and have so many nutrients in them and are so good for you. So just be open-minded and focus on all of the beautiful, amazing, delicious foods that you're adding to your diet instead of thinking about all the things that you can't have anymore, like chicken wings and ribs and all that. You're not going to want that pretty soon. And guess what? Being vegan is fun. You get to try new foods all the time, things that you may not have ever tried, and it's just really exciting to always be trying new places, new restaurants, and you never feel sick or guilty after you eat, which is really great. I know a lot of times before I had gone vegan, if I went to a fast food place or something like that, you know, you pig out and it's really great for a minute and then afterwards you just feel like crap. Well, that doesn't happen when you're vegan, and that's part of what I love about it, because I do love to pig out and I do love sweets, and I don't ever feel guilty when I eat a lot of ice cream, vegan of course. Tip number 6, people are gonna make fun of you. Just smile, but just know that it's going to happen. Once people find out that you're going vegan, you're gonna hear a lot of jokes about bacon and how they could never live without cheese and where you get your protein. These are like the main 3 things you're gonna hear all the time when someone hears that you're vegan, and it gets kind of repetitive and you just kind of have to laugh it off. Get used to it, you know. Of course, pigs are beautiful animals and not just bacon, and we know that, and you can absolutely live without cheese. I've done it for 3 years. I'm still alive. I eat the day of cheese and it's awesome. And some of the world's biggest and strongest animals are also vegan, and nobody's asking them where they get their protein. So obviously there's a lot of places that you can get your plant-based protein, and everyone knows that. Just don't let it get to you. Use this opportunity to lead by example and share your knowledge with them. They're most likely brainwashed, like you probably were, from the bajillions of dollars spent on all the got milk commercials and all of the commercials and media that's always pushing all this meat and all these animal products into our lives that we really don't need. So not everybody is always going to be at the same level of consciousness as you, and you just kind of have to understand that. So just smile and go along with it and try to just lead by example and not sound preachy when you're talking to people about your new vegan diet. Tip number 7 is not everyone knows what vegan means, so be very specific if you're out at a restaurant or you're ordering your food. Unless you're at a restaurant that is primarily vegan or very vegan friendly, you're going to want to be very, very specific with your server when you're ordering. And this can make you feel a little bit like, okay, well, does it have this, and does it have butter? And it can be a little bit tedious sometimes. So a big tip that I can give you guys is to download the Happy Cow app, and there's a free app and then there's also a paid one that you can get on your phone, or you can also go to happycow.net, and this is one of the most helpful websites and helpful apps, and I use it all the time since I've gone vegan. It's especially amazing for when you're traveling, because you can search for all the vegan and vegetarian friendly restaurants and stores around you, and you can search from your location, or you can search by city or zip code. My 8th tip number 8, is don't stop if you accidentally consume some animal products. Or if you do it on purpose because for whatever reason, your mom made spaghetti and meatballs or something like that. You're at a Christmas party and you accidentally ate a cookie and it had some dairy in it. Chances are, if something like this happens, you're gonna know, because your stomach is gonna let you know, and it's probably gonna make you sick. Over time, if you're eating animal products, your body gets used to it. But once you stop and you're on a vegan diet, your body kind of gets rid of all that gross stuff, and if you accidentally eat dairy or meat or something like that again, you're gonna get an upset stomach. Your body's not gonna be used to digesting it anymore. So I feel like the first 6 months that I was vegan, there were probably a few times, or even maybe the first year that I was vegan, there were a few times that I might have accidentally eaten something that wasn't vegan, even if it was just something being cooked in, you know, animal fat or something like that that I didn't make sure to ask about at a restaurant. You know, so things like that, just stay with it, stick with it, you can do it. I also suggest trying a lot of Asian restaurants. We love Thai food, and most Asian restaurants will have a lot of vegan options, which is really great. Veggie sushi is one of our favorite things to get. Okay, tip number 9 is take it one day at a time. Understand that this is a lifestyle. It took you up until this point in your life to pick up all your bad eating habits, so it may take you some time to break those habits and replace them with healthier ones. Be prepared for your whole life to change, because this decision to go vegan was the most important one that I'd ever made in my life. I've never felt so connected to myself, so connected to the universe, the animals, to everything around me as I do at this moment. To all of you. Going vegan really changed my entire life, and I really do recommend that you take it one day at a time and just see how it brings you closer to everything around you. If you're not happy with your body, or just not happy in your life, or you just kind of feel like something needs to change, one of the easiest things that you can do is to change what you eat. The way that you eat can change the way that it changes the way that you feel, it changes the way that you look, it changes the way your brain works. So many nutrients we aren't getting from a lot of these processed food and a lot of the food with animal products in them, and we're missing out on so many great foods that have the nutrients that we need so that our brain function works incredibly, and I mean so that everything in our bodies works incredibly and it boosts our immune system. So just take it one day at a time and stay positive with it. My number one tip, don't eat meat. Okay, number 10. All right, tip number 10 is don't skip to imitation foods right away. If you are just going vegan and you had chicken wings yesterday and today you're gonna have vegan chicken wings, then you're obviously gonna notice a big difference in the way that those taste, and you're gonna be like, you might be like, this sucks. Or you might be like, eh, this is okay, but it doesn't taste like the real thing. Well, it doesn't, because it's not a chicken's arm, and it's not going to taste like a chicken's arm, okay? So my tip, number 10, is don't skip to the imitation foods right away. Try to start out with things that are already naturally vegan, like burritos, which I love to eat. Beans pack a lot of protein. Instead of cheese, guacamole is the bomb. And a lot of salads, and even pizza minus the cheese and just pack on the vegetables is a really great naturally vegan dish. And like I said, anything Asian, stir fry is like my ultimate fave. I make stir fry like 4 nights a week. I love it. Alright, I hope you guys enjoyed this video on my top 10 tips for going vegan. Again, I'm Cali Miles, aka the Blue Vegan. And if you guys have any questions or comments, you guys leave them right down below. Please subscribe to my channel and tell all your friends. The Blue Vegan, the Blue Vegan. I don't know what to do. I wanted to shoot it this way because my hat's cool, but